We kind of get like throw up in our mouth when we talk about the dreaded jobs, but
Well, yeah,
you had
that's how I feel about talking about all the jobs I had.
well, you
So
got to go tell us about it because some people out there are stuck in it and they want to get the heck out. So what did you have to go through? Put it that way.
I went back to work in kitchens and law enforcement because that's where I had worked part-time jobs through high school and college.
Kitchens and law enforcement, both in the
Uh-huh.
same time, or what?
No, just in rapid succession.
What did you do in the kitchen?
I was cooking, um, washing dishes, basically whatever I could do. I
Restaurant kind of work or
well, the first
penitentiaries
one
or what?
after the business failed, I went and ran the kitchen at a sheltered workshop, and I constantly had to explain to people that I was not one of the clients. They didn't believe. But
Okay.
so I was there and I was running the kitchen, feeding people lunch all day, and doing up menus and
Well,
ordering
that's
stuff.
that's I mean
Honorable work.
honorable.
It,
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah, it was fine work, and there was nothing wrong with it. It's just that it didn't make my heart sing. And that's an understatement.
You mean
It did
like
not
law
make.
enforcement?
Well, I didn't like that any better, but that's what I had done
What
in
did you do
college.
there?
I was a dispatcher at first, and then after a while, they put me out in the street, and I was a rent-a-cop with a uniform.
Oh, did you have a
Yeah.
gun?
No, they
No.
never let me have a gun, and I think they didn't like how I looked in that polyester suit. I think they said, "No gun for you."
Wow, wow. So you could cook and you could secure things.
I
So,
I I could run a key and a lock like nobody's business.
but you told me you went for like 15 years worth of jobs.
Yeah. So there's a Hindi expression that goes neti neti. It means not this, not this. That's what my resume looks like.
Okay.
So it's like, I would work in an office. I worked at Kinko's for a while making copies. Um, I did all kinds of things. I even got some internships and tried to find out something to do that way. And I interned for an architect. I interned at a publishing company. All, they all would have been fine as far as jobs or careers. But I was looking for what I could actually get up in the morning and love doing, which is how I live now.
See, this is
But
what I tell parents now. I mean, when they want to push their kids in, like you were pushed into going to college, and you got some worthless degree, I imagine.
yes,
You
that's
know,
what it felt like.
and I tell them, don't worry if your kids don't know what they want to be yet. It probably hasn't been invented. You know,
Well, that's yes. And
yeah.
parents come to me and they say, I'm worried about my kid. He's playing video games all day. I said, don't worry about it because he's developing skills that are going to serve him in 10 years.
And that's $1 billion industry itself.
You
So,
bet. Oh my gosh. Esports, multi-billion
mhm.
dollar industry.
Okay,
Let
so
him
when you
do it.
finally decide to have your own business, did you
Yes.
just quit a job cold turkey? Had you saved up money? What did you know then that would make it different than the woodworking business?
Well, looking back, I should have saved up about 6 months of expenses or more, like
But
10 years of expenses. That wouldn't have hurt. But, what I did instead was I started part-time. I mastered some software,
hmm
got really good at it, started building websites with it, a little, off-brand website builder, got really good at it. And then I went to the company and I said, hey, I want to do support for you. And they said, sure, because they saw what I could do and worked there part time. And then a few months later, I went full time and ended up being director of sales for
Mm.
the company. Mhm.
But it's still a job though, right?
Well, it was freelance.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I could, when you're freelance, it's more like having your own job. I could work when I wanted to. I had some control. Um, yeah, so it was more like running a business, and that suited me because I would be more inclined to work longer hours when someone's not telling me I have to work.
Right,
I'm
right.
a little bit of a contrary in that way.
Well,
So
that's what they say about an entrepreneur. They'll work 18 hours a day to get out of working 8 hours a day for somebody else.
I've been doing it since April of 2008,
There
and
you
that's
go.
exactly what it is. And I work long days, but I feel like I'm playing all day.
Me too. That's what it was with me.
Yeah.
I could have retired like 22 years ago, really roughly.
Yes.
And and I just sit here 7 days a week doing all
Right.
this stuff. You,
Uh-huh.
Now, I was on your podcast and I became